Maintaining one's moral compass in the business world is not an easy task. I recently discussed the challenge with a leading Catholic businessman. Joining me now is Tim Busch, a Catholic lawyer and businessman. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Talk to me about Catholicism and capitalism. You say that capitalism is the most effective way to ease poverty, but that it must function in a moral climate. Not easy. How do you ensure that that happens?
Well, that's the question of the day, and so many times we as Catholics talk about redistribution when in fact we really want to talk about co-creation. That's really a Catholic concept, co-creating with God and raising people up through their own efforts and giving them an opportunity through education and entrepreneurship to provide for themselves.
How does Catholic social teaching guide you personally in business?
Well, it's a continued formation, so we're all continuing to evaluate that in the marketplace, because our marketplace today, that's the problem with it, it's broke. We're all focused on short-term profits, rent-seeking, and not on creating businesses and viable jobs. So we as Catholics, as leaders, we need to reform the business sector so that it's not just about profits, it's about a holistic analysis of the business and the community.
What would that look like? Say we're a large media corporation. And you want to do that, and so instead of reinvesting in the company, what would you do? Reinvest in people, grow jobs?
Well, I think reinvesting in the business is what it's all about. That does grow jobs and grows people. What we have is a mentality in our public markets as well as our private equity markets to make short-term profits, what they call rent-seeking, arbitraging, instead of focusing on the business. This comes as a result of consolidation, trying to make short-term trading profits instead of profits from the business.
It seems like education is also a big priority for you. You've donated a significant amount to the Catholic University of America to put into their business school. Why is Catholic education so important to you? It's
all about formation. We can't expect people to understand what they're supposed to do unless they're properly educated, and through education we can raise everyone up, and including ourselves, because as we promote education we learn more ourselves.
What advice would you give young people going into business?
Going into business is very scary. I think most people, over 90% of the people, don't go into business because they think it's too risky. And it is risky, there's no question about it. It's not a guarantee, but neither is your job. And so I would suggest that entrepreneurship, you might have more control over your destiny than working for somebody sometimes.
Tim Busch, Catholic lawyer and businessman, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Lauren.